as one unified force and throw down these dictators, these scum sacks. We want our own fiat money, and it's going to be sound money, and it's going to go up in worth because we're going to demand an iota of progress. Do you understand how this thing could work? And we could eventually extricate ourselves from the need for money at all, and how that's an anathema. That's the last thing these people want. How are they going to control you if they've got no advantage? If they're irrelevant? If everybody's rich and it has nothing to do with money, just an understanding that, hey, we're just living the way God wants us to, and I'm not religious, I'm just logical. I'm just reasonable. I'm just seeing things the way they are instead of the way I'm told I ought to see them, which is wholly evil. I'm told that I should jump on this bandwagon that these people have given me and say, hey, this is the path, man. You want success? We define success. And it has a very narrow interpretation. It means making gobs of money. That's the litmus test for success. Soul, conscience, integrity. You can't give me that crap. You need that crap. That is not, you're an idiot. You're a fool if you value that crap. So I've identified how you're being tyrannized and who the tyrants are. Now, what can we do about it? It's tough. Like I said, it's going to be prayerful, and we're going to have to unite. Okay, we're going to have to get over our stupid little silly differences. We can all be socialistic. We can all be capitalistic. We can all be liberal. We can all be conservative. We can all say, hey, I'm changing parties. I'm going from Republican to Democrat because we like the candidate. Or vice versa, right? So it's all a bunch of made-up crap to keep us divided. You understand? Discombobulated. Muddy the waters. Confuse us. Keep us disempowered. Keep our focus off of them. The real criminals at the very top of this scheme. This pyramid Ponzi scheme. Okay? Who's really steering this ship of fools? It's the money printing class. How are we going to get this debt paid off? What are the implications, ramifications if we keep going down this path? It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Just like the analogy I came up of the hamster wheel. Not only is it a hamster wheel, it just keeps spinning and spinning with the same degree of resistance, right? Where, okay, well, I know I'm spinning my wheels. I'm just paying rent. I'm not getting anywhere, and this is forever. And I don't know when I'm too old and weak to keep doing the job I'm doing. And I guess I'm just going to have to get welfare if there's, if I don't get an inheritance or something else, if my retirement doesn't cover it. I don't know what I'm going to do. But no, that hamster wheel isn't being greased. Do you understand? So it's getting harder and harder and harder to spin. That's what's going on here. So it's eventually, you could see the end from the beginning, okay? And you could see it's going to come to a grinding halt as you just pant and wheeze away your life. So the smart ones get the hell off the hamster wheel. And they give up. They say, hey, screw this. I'm going to define success for myself. I'm going to turn to God for the definition of success. What does God call success? Being a nice human being, doing my best to enjoy my little life with all the adversity and these monsters running the show? Living by the golden rule, being ready to be on the opposite side of my business transactions? Winning friends for him, vindicating his name? Letting everybody know that it's not his fault we got all this negativity. I mean, we've gone in this area in Northern California from hot to cold. I've got organic issues that bug the hell out of me. I mean, it makes me mad. I feel hateful sometimes just at the bitter cold. And I say to myself, well, is it God's fault? Well, God's allowing it to happen. No, but I don't blame God. You understand? It's not his fault. You've got to understand the origins of the curse that befell the earth and all the organic suffering. But I don't complain about that because that's across the board. The rain falls on the wicked and the righteous alike. And that's a negative thing, like punishing heat, bitter cold. Do I blame God because he allows it? No. It goes back to the free will choice. If God wanted automatons, that's what he would have made, that we were living by sheer instinct. But human beings are made in the image and likeness of God. We've got far more than sheer instinct. We've got an imagination that's virtually inexhaustible. The sky's the limit. There is no limit, limitless. Okay, if you can think it, you can imagine it, then you can make it manifest. We humans have proved that over and over again, very godlike. Look at all our technology. Who gave us the brain, the wherewithal to create all this technology? God. God's attributable for everything good. But we can look at the negative technology, nuclear bombs and all. Well, free will choice, but we still got that intellect and that imagination. Nothing can stop that power of thought. So we could do what we want with it. But remember, God is not responsible for anything negative. He was stuck between a rock and a hard spot. This tree of knowledge of good and evil was, whatever that's a metaphor for, okay, we imbibed in it. Our ancestors did. So for all intents and purposes, we did. Just like our ancestors did something stupid, and we got to pay with the rep. Oh, those are offspring of that so-and-so. Okay, yeah, and it's shameful. Oh, my God, I don't want to. My parents were murderers. I mean, Cain, he murdered his brother, and, I don't want anything to do with these people. But it's tough. It's stuck in your DNA. God was hurt, too. If you're hurt by that and you're pissed off about Adam and Eve and whatever that's a metaphor story, that story, whatever it's real, literal, or metaphorical. Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is that's the way it goes. That's what happened. And the earth was befallen with a curse. And God was hurt. He wished he didn't even create us. He had repented of having created us, as it's written. He didn't give up on us, though. He put a plan into action. It's taken thousands of years to work itself out. But it's not his fault. Remember, if he wanted to make us in his image and likeness, he had to give us that free will choice. We all have it, just like the evildoers have it. So the righteous have it. But they have more power. They have an advantage, if you want to call it that. Not on Judgment Day, certainly. Temporarily, though. Ephemerally, they do. For the here and now. Because they don't value soul, conscience, integrity, honor. They don't have those same values. No. So that's why they rule over the righteous. Is with bloodshed. They get their way come hell or high water. By any means necessary. Okay, that's it. Just like what's going on in Hong Kong. And now we got people intimidated here to speak out. This guy that's affiliated with the NFL. Speak out. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you think we're going to end up with here? Totalitarian, authoritarian, fascist dictatorship. And we're already way down that rabbit hole, that demonic rabbit hole to hell, on that path, by allowing to get into these dire straits we're in. Where people don't know squat. The minimum wage, what the hell? Well, everybody deserves a living wage, a middle-class income. Every job's important. Try to live without the minimum wage workers and see how far you get. So, yeah, I'm for everybody getting fair pay. But not on an exclusive privilege basis. No, that's a bunch of bull. Just stand up for yourselves, idiots, unions, and all this crap. Stand up for others, the downtrodden. Have a backbone. Be somebody. Give a damn about what God wants you to think and speak and do. Not just your own selfish butt. I mean, look, friends, as a metaphor, we want to be a fragrant aroma in God's nostrils. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's every man for himself, every woman for themselves. You've got to decide that yourself. You've got to say, I'm going to be a good, decent person. That's it. That's it. And I am going to put my values in the priority that they deserve to be in. And I'm going to care more about what God's opinion is, what the belief systems God wants me to embrace. And I'm going to pray. And I'm going to think right thoughts about other people. I'm going to think thoughts the way I want them to think about me. I'm going to speak words I want to be spoken about me, and I'm going to do things I would like done toward me. I'm a good American. Again, that's an international precept. I'm a good human. I am an egalitarian. I am an idealist. There is no plateau that I reach where I'm comfortable because I'm comfortable. No, it has to be everybody's at least as comfortable, if not more comfortable than I am. And only then could I enjoy greater comfort, greater prosperity, We're a family, right? Everybody talks about racism and all that. No, we're one race. We're one species. We're the human race. We're one family. That's how God wants us to live. That's what makes sense. That's what's logical. And when you embrace that idea, you realize what a departure it is from this current paradigm where we're all at each other's throats. People don't treat each other like family in their business practices. What if we did? You would have a paradise. So boycott a high cost of housing as much as you can. Try to get your bills as low as you can. That's it. And if everybody did that in concert, we might see a trend in the other direction. And you're going to